Villages, we're going to start with the dollar index. Okay, so last week I said one of the scenarios was if it comes into here and finds resistance, then any breakdown, look for a short. Now as you can see, it couldn't break. It came down initially, push up, sorry, and then it came down, made a higher low. Okay, so I said I'm going to probably wait. Now the picture is looking clearer. That is carving out a bottom here. Okay, so let's hold in this block as you can see. So these, if I go to the 4-hour, these up candles were proving to be resistance, so then turn support, higher low. So what I would like to see is this low hold. Okay, so I'm happy with any pullback down, but I want to see this low hold. My next objective now, using the range we're in. Okay, so currently the 4-hour range we're in, short term, is it started from here and the bottom was there, and we've been working within that. Now we're working at the top half of this range, as you can see. So the next target was going to be here. What would negate that idea is if we take out this low, right, then most likely I think we're going to run these run lower and work out and probably come into here if we take out this low. Okay, then most likely I'll be expecting to reach here. So basically on the daily, I want this low to hold, and I'm going to be pushing for this high here, and secondary objectives are going to be this low there. Okay, so then push up or more conservative here. Okay, basic, everyone clear with that? As long as for me this low holds, I'm thinking higher prices. Okay, and feel obviously objective wise reasons to reach higher, we've got this low there. I'm filling this thin inefficient movement. Okay, basic. Now the main work is going to be done on the majors and the confluence we've got amongst the majors to go with that idea. Now cable. Okay, so we came into this support here in cable, and last week I was actually looking for longs, but when the market started to break down and got below this high here, right, so this was the previous high, range was from there to there. When we broke out, wanted to see this hold as support, it didn't, it broke back within. Then it made another attempt to get above that, it failed. So if I highlight that out, right, as soon as you got back below this significant high here, it was game over and shorts. Now with the dollar being the way it is, I'm expecting lower prices, and I think we're probably going to take this out and reach for what? Probably reach for here. Okay, so my target's going to be target 1 here and target 2 there. Now as long as we remain below this high, it's all good. Now where do I get on board? Well, it's a bit tricky at the moment. It could easily pop up. One scenario is it could pop up into here. Okay, so when unsure, I'll wait for the weekly open strategy. Okay, you all should be familiar with the weekly open strategy by now. So weekly open, now wherever it wants to go higher from here, say imagine this is the weekly open, if it wants to go there or if it wants to go there, that's fine, let it do that. When it gets back below the weekly open, then I know the high is in. For example here, if this was the weekly, I'll give you an example. Okay, so for those that are not familiar with it, imagine this was for example here was the weekly open. Okay, no, fuck that, imagine this line was the weekly open, it went above it, did its thing, then when it came back below the weekly open, we had established this kind of resistance here to short into, and then write it down. Same here, I'll be waiting for that, let it rally up, form the wick. When it gets back below the open, then look to short. I know where my objectives are, and that's it, and that's that. Everyone familiar? Everyone okay with that? Okay, so euro dollar. Okay, I mentioned last previous review video where we were in the range. Okay, always important where we are within the range, and I said, okay, this is the 50% of the range here, we reached the extreme of it, and I said the probability of longs are lower, but if playing for a long would be expected to play for a breakout. We didn't get that breakout, which is fine. Now what we've explained in the dollar index, going higher, obviously we can expect lower prices for the euro. So where am I expecting euro to go next? Going to the H4. So if I'm expecting the dollar to test the other side of the range, sorry, here, take out these highs here, that means for euro, what does that mean? Well, we're going to take out these lows. Short-term objectives, I'm not going to aim for the extreme of the range, but I'll aim for short-term high probability objectives, okay? So here, okay, these down candles, which is right beneath this low here and this low here. So short-term from current prices, it's 62 ticks. Then further on, we've got, obviously you can start targeting this low here, and the big stops are going to be resting. If I take the whole range below there, and then further reason to go lower would be what? Obviously these lows here, and well, fill all this in here. We can deal with that later on. So I'll be doing one target at a time. At the moment we're still within the range. This is why my targets are short term, okay? My targets are still short term because we are still within that range. Until we break out that range, it's hard to hold for swing positions, and like you've seen yourself, you know, they move one way and then right back within the range, so you get fucked. So how am I looking to enter? Similar with the dollar index, I want to see this high stay. Now it is clean. It doesn't really matter, because on the bigger picture of things, a small clean top doesn't mean fuck all. Okay, we've taken out bigger stops than that, which is this swing high here, pushed within, filled in the range here. So now it's more probable to go lower. So with this play, there's no clear entry for me. Ideally I would like price to stay below 1.1, below here. Okay, I want to see price stay below here. My only concern is, similarly with the dollar index, we have this thin inefficient move. Now they don't necessarily have to fill in straight away. So one scenario I'm looking at is what? One scenario is rip up early, right? Fill this in, take this out, but it has to reject. Okay, it has to reject. That's one scenario. As soon as it rejects, then I'm going to be playing for the new lows. But overall, bigger picture, ignoring this thin inefficient move, ignoring this, right? Because even when the market had gaps here, everybody thought this was going to get filled in. Market didn't give a fuck. Okay, so ideally, my ideal scenario would be for it to push up into here, if we can. Weakness, short the fucker. These lows here, and then target this box here and this low here. Okay, so the range we are in right now, think about this. Which is the range? Okay, we got this low here, and we got this high here. So we're playing within this low and that high. Okay, unless it breaks out, we only think about this low and this high. Is that clear? See how your scope is now limited, zoomed in, sorry, so you don't have to worry about anything else. And we are within the bigger range, so it's easy to trade when you know, okay, I'm working within this low and that high, and just play within that. Okay, that's my play. So ideally, so we had this here, so this is why I want to see ideally this high stay. Okay, so we have to see when the market opens. So that's my play. Dollar yen, as I outlined. Let me quickly show you a quarterly chart of that. This really made things easier to understand. And hold on, let me bring this up. Oh shit, sorry. Oh fuck that. I had a quarterly chart up, right? Because I forgot my login details. I need to get in again. Let me find a chart. Oil quarterly, yen. There it is. Yeah, this quarterly chart. See this quarterly chart up? How easy, it's obvious or clearer where the dollar yen wants to go, isn't it? From here, low, lower low, into what, this block here, or into this high here, then a higher low, and we're above the quarterly open. Okay, so clearly next objective is what? This high here. Okay, short term, and that's all I'm worried about. It's about 100 pips from current market. That's all I need to work with this week. Okay, so go into the dollar yen. Yep, next objective is going to be, see the range we're in. Do you guys remember I mentioned this low here to this high here? that is the range we're in. We run up, attempt to take out the high, back within that range, attempt to take out that low, back within this range. Okay, is that clear? So now that we've taken out this side of the range, where's the stop's going to be resting on a daily basis? It's going to be resting here, which lines up with what? Dollar yen quarterly high being taken. Okay, so the play is higher. Everyone clear with that? So we've got support, resistance, 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 support. Ideally I want to see it stay above this high here. Now because it was a thin, the only thing that puts me off is when I see thin movement like this, there's always that risk of it getting filled in. So when I'm feeling that way, what do? Weekly open. Similar with this weekly open strategy, I know where it wants to go. That's the main thing. I know where it wants to go. Entry is a problem, and we'll deal with that as the week unfolds. We'll deal with that. So do that. Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, I was long this, we're below the monthly open, so confluence is with what? Bullish dollar. So you can see it's come up into there. This down candle led to the move up to take out this high. Okay, so resistance there. Ideally, if we can get a pull back into here, right? If we can get a pull back into there, keep this high. I'll be targeting what? This here. Now, if this was to break, right? So something like this. If this was to break, we are back within what? This retracement here. Now, how far can it go? I'll be targeting personally with a bullish dollar this high here. Okay, fill all this in. That's what I'll be looking for. So that's one play. Another play, possibly adding scenarios, would be this. It doesn't mean the bull trend is over. It's just a deeper retracement. That's all. As it stands now, if I'm wrong, what would be my invalidation is if you push up that same down candle that was used for selling, I'll be using that for buying. Okay, then we're going for higher prices. It doesn't negate my long-term idea on Aussie, but I have to go short-term with what the market's saying. Okay, so everyone clear with that? Aussie dollar. Okay, another pair I really like, which I'm going to be going in on, is dollar gold. Gold I really like. So I took my ball off the game on gold, and every time I tried to look for longs, it just kept breaking down. I never really took a position, but let's look carefully now what's happening in gold. See this here? I just took my eye off it. This is why when I draw the ranges out, it just makes it so much clearer. You look at this chart right now, right? It's like, where are we? Now look how much clarity it gives you, or gives me anyway, when I just draw simple ranges on. These are the highs, and this is the low. Okay, so I'll just mark it out here, the body. See that? We had a lot of trading within this range here, a lot of trading. Okay, we broke out of that. What did we do? We took out these stops here. Okay, we broke out of that. So if this was to continue up, it should have stayed above this, shouldn't it? It didn't. It attempted once, it came down a bit, found a bit of support, don't get me wrong, pushed up, but then broke back down, attempted once more to go out of it, failed, it's come back down. So what is that telling you? It's weak as fuck, which lines up with what? It supports the dollar bullish idea. Okay, as long as we're below this high here, I mean, yeah, this grey box here is going to be bearish. Similar play with Aussie dollar. If it goes back above here, then I look for longs, but till then I'm looking for shorts. Now where could it reach for? Okay, so I'm going to pull up another chart. Well, hang on, let me just stick to this for now. So how am I looking to get on board? Well, we came within this daily bearish block here, resistance here, we're starting to sell off, so it's the same play. I'm going to target these lows here, target one, okay, and then just each swing low at a time. If I mark out the range we're in, 50% of the range, so I'm gonna, let me just do this, because this is the lowest point of the range, 50% of that range, so 1245, I reckon we could get this near term, 1245, minimum target, easy reach for objective, 1250 to 1245, I think we're gonna get. If I pull out another chart I was looking at a 10-day chart on gold. Let me find it. Oh yeah, I was gonna do oil as well, wasn't I? I can't find that gold chart, but it doesn't matter. That's the play. Everyone clear with that? Now oil is something I'm really looking forward to. Okay. Oil, I think we're gonna go into rip, and I've got a chart for this. No, fuck that. Yeah. So as you can see on the monthly, we look at the bodies of the candles. They're quite small compared to these. Obviously, the bodies are starting to really small, and now we're above what the monthly open. I think oil will do its own thing. The way it's looking to me, technically, oil looks like it's going to do its own thing. Now, obviously, I'll be wrong if we get back. If we get below the monthly low, then I'm completely wrong. Okay, so my play for oil is, as technically as it stands, I want this low to hold. Okay, I want this low to hold on a daily basis. Yep, that would be the low to hold. So I'm going to use the weekly open strategy for this again. The weekly open. So as my range is, we took out this low here. Okay, we took out this low here on the 4 hour. So what do I want being held? I want this low to hold. So as a retracement wise, if you can come back into here, right, I'll be looking to buy and target here, and then target higher prices that I've mentioned. Well, take each swing high at a time. We've got this high here to 373, which is a quarterly high, and this high here. If we can get to this scenario, but this has to hold. If this gives in, then it's over, and I'm going to be waiting for more confirmation. Okay, that's oil. Well, oil can do. Look at what oil's been doing this week. Look how we closed compared to the other majors. The majors were bearish. Oil pushed up. Okay, so that's that play. Dollar card isn't really clear to me, so I'm not going over it. But as the week unfolds, I think the way dollar card is looking to me right now, bullish dollar, we're gonna start targeting here. Okay. I think even with bullish oil, I think dollar card is still gonna push up. They don't necessarily, yes, they are correlated, but the correlation doesn't have to hold all the time. So I think we're gonna take out this high here. This is the way it's looking to me. I was bearish start the last week, but ain't giving no sign of bearishness. So go with the flow, retest into here. So where do we have structure here? So we've got these series of down candles here. So if you can come down into possibly around here, right, if you can come down into here, then I'll be looking for longs, targeting this high there. Okay, is that clear? But the main play for me will be gold shorts, euro shorts, and dollar yen longs. That's my main play going into the week. Obviously when they set up, I will post my charts as usual, just for the trigger, and we'll manage it. Well, I'll manage it anyway. Is everyone clear with those pairs? I'll take questions just after this. Everyone clear?